Hey everybody, how's it going? Brian Mead here with UDY. Going to do a Qliphort Deck profile for you. We'll just jump right into it. So for starters, we're going to run 3 copies of Scout. Scout is the search for Qlis, like really the best there is. Pay 800 when he's in the pendulum zone to search out any Qliphort card. So it really just gets your deck moving. 2 copies of Qliphort Monolith. For every Qliphort that you tribute during your turn during the end phase, he's going to get to let you draw. It's just going to help you speed it through the deck. 2 copies of Disc. Disc was being run at 3, but we've cut it back to 2 just because you don't really need 3 anymore now that you have more Qliphort cards to go into and more pendulum rank 1s to play. Once you really full of carriers and helix on board, Disc is his job. So just 2 of them. 3 copies of Carrier. Carrier, when tributed, gets to a monster back to the owner's hand, so a little compulse action there from the extra deck is awesome. And 2 copies of Helix. This has kind of an MST effect. When tributed, he gets to destroy a spell or trap card on the field. Helix, mainly because I don't need them for the pendulum thing, because I've always got the Scout that I'm trying to use, and in addition I really more of the bouncing of monsters than I want to do of the destroying of back row. Alright, next we've got 1 copy of Qliphort Stealth. Stealth again has a compulse type effect, but this one can't be chained to, so you tribute 2 Qlis, bounce a card on your opponent's side of the field, and it's a card, not just a monster, so that makes him awesome. 1 copy of double attacking, good way to go for a game. I'm a fan of Skybase, so I play Skybase. Change of Heart effect can't be affected by magic or trap cards and the effects of monsters that are of a lower level than him. So he's pretty much God tier. I love him. Alright, and 1 copy of Trampolinks to bounce my Scouts back to hand to get multiple uses out of them. 2 copies of Max C. Now with BAs dropping out, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep Max C with Necroz being up there, if I'm going to try another hand trap, but it's a good spot for a hand trap right there. And that does it for the monsters. Then into spells, we've got 3 copies of Sacrifice. Whenever Sacrifice is sent from the field to the graveyard, you're going to get to search out a Qli monster to your hand. So that's just awesome. 3 copies of Summoner's Art. Summoner's Art's even better in here now than it was before because we have the monoliths, we have the Scouts, so we have plenty of search targets for our 3 copies of Summoner's Art. 3 copies of Mystical Space Typhoon, and I'm just going to go right into 2 copies of Night Beam. This is primarily because we need to deal with the back row before a chance to do anything with it and do nasty things like take out our Scouts. 1 copy of Limiter Removal. All the Qlis are machines, and that's serious OTK potential right there. 3 copies of Upstart Goblin. Just the deck a little bit. Thank you, Patrick Hogan. 1 copy of Compulsory Evacuation Device. 2 copies of Skill Drain. 2 copies of Van, and 2 copies of Trapman. And that does it. In the extra, we've got 1 copy of number 85 Crates. A lot of people are playing Skill Drain now, and so to be able to drop out a 3K beater is just nice, and that's primarily what I use that for. 1 copy of Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Good ways to round a lot of things. 1 copy of Big Eye. 1 Draco Sack. 1 copy of Volcanosaurus. All your Scout lists live. Good rank to go into is level 5 because they won't drop when special summon via pendulum summon. 1 copy of Heart Lego. 1 Gaga Cowboy. 1 Korrigan Anti-Luminescent Knight. This is awesome. Redirect things like Mystical Space Typhoon off of your scouts and onto like a sacrifice. Castell, 1 copy of Tears Keeper the Genesis, 1 copy of number 103 Ragnar Zero. It's really easy to change the attacks of your the Pendulum Suns. 1 copy of Evil Storm Exiton Knight, 1 copy of 101, 1 copy of Photon Strike Bouncer, and 1 copy of Abyss Dweller. I'm not going to go into my whole side. I'm just going to kind of, these are some like possible choices for side deck cards. First of all, Mind Drain. Mind Drain right now, it doesn't really hurt Qliphs, and it will do a lot of damage to BAs and to Necros, because they can't activate their effects in hand or special summon out of the hand if you're a BA. 1 copy of just Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, preferably at 2 or 3. Shuts down Shadal, shuts down BAs and any other dark, if someone's going rogue with Zeki. Eclipse, doesn't target, lets you put everything on your opponent's side of the field face down, so you don't have to worry about their nasty effects, and you can go right at them. You can go after Window this way, Necros this way. Eclipse is a lot of fun. If you're running Qliphs, I personally enjoy Book of Riz in my side, because it lets me recite and gives me a little bit of draw power, so if they've already nerfed through my scouts, I can get them back with Pot of Riches. Curse Seal, the Forbidden Spell, is actually really wonderful in the mirror match, because if they act out, you can Curse Seal it, and that means they can't activate any of their scouts on out. And same thing with Sacrifice, just knock them out. Black Horn of Heaven, we're starting to see a little bit more Pendulum summoning, where you still got your Exceed summoning, you got summoning all over the place. Special summons that are inherent summons can be negated by Black Horn of Heaven, and if your Pendulum summons out 5 monsters against you, to be able to just take them out of the game with no cost. System Down, actually, against Qliphort in Mirror Match, can do a lot of good, because you will banish all the face-up Qliphort monsters that they have on the field. There's usually not any in their graveyard, but it takes out the ones on the field and clears the board, and you don't have to worry about them Pendulum summoning them back next turn. Spell Shattering Arrow, once again, the mirror match. Just nerf out those back row bit of damage. It's always a great choice. Enemy Controller is really fun if you're using Qliphorts, because you can tribute off things like Carrier and Helix. You'll get their effects to bounce or to destroy, and you'll be able to do things like take your opponent's monster, which is a lot of fun. Book of Moon, always a wonderful choice. Main deck or side deck, wherever you want to put it. Put a monster face down. Simple as that. Rune effects. And then Towers is really good. I personally am a fan of Skybase, but, Towers is really good. He does have a larger attack and higher levels, so actually you can take a tower with a Skybase. But Towers is really good, so, you give that a shot. And that is Qliphort Deck Profile. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and please remember, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Until next time.